Good evening, you Dragonback Lancers. That's right, it's EDH Brothers for another night of Thursday Night Showdown. Tonight's going to be a fun one because, well, in preparation for pre-release of Tarkir Dragonstorm, which we're super excited about. Um, yeah, we're going to be playing some Magic. I know, shocking, playing some Magic. But we're playing some Archenemy. So let's jump over to the gameplay. And of course, we've got the glorious Wolfman, Caleb.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Caleb, aka Glorious Wolfman here, and today I just got my secret layers in. I've played Jode on the channel before, but now I have the reskinned, lovely SpongeBob SquarePants. Bringing him out because it's funny. Hoping to beat Josh down with a aquatic creature who lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Wow. And moving away from the Krusty Krab, we've got Metal Nick.
What's up, everybody? It is good to be here. I'm excited to be jamming some Magic on Thursday night. I'm not going to be running a Tarka, although I am excited to put Draco Genesis in the deck tomorrow. But for now, we'll wait for a revamped Tarka with some fun new Dragon cards from Tarkir for a later date. While the Glorious Wolfman will be unifying, I will be uniting with Aragorn, the Uniter. We've seen this deck a couple times on here. I love it. It is completely Lord of the Rings themed deck, other than, of course, basic lands or lands in general, because I have had to upgrade the mana base. But otherwise, every other card is from the Lord of the Rings set. If you're gonna defeat Great Evil, you should probably bring Aragorn, because on this day we fight.
Well, flying out of Mordor, I'm going to be playing the Ur Dragon. I figured I'm going up against the cousins, the master, the Padawan. I needed to bring some extra oomph in addition to the archenemy schemes. So, yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. We don't need to pick who's going to go first because, well, I get to be archenemy tonight. Yeehaw. So, here we go. So untap upkeep will reveal the first. Make yourself useful. When the scheme is set in motion, when you set this scheme in motion, destroy target creature and opponent controls.
Strong start,
Done.
Jode. Strong start.
Great start by the Ur Dragon. I will draw for turn. Ugh, that's how it's gonna be, huh? All right, I will play a snow. Actually, we're gonna do a Path of Ancestry. That will come in tapped, and then I will pass the turn. Oh, pass the turn to the two of you.
Yeah. I'll draw. I think we take our turns at the same time, right, Nick?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Correct.
That's correct. Okay, we do. Cool. I'm going to just play a Ketria Triome tapped.
I've got a tropical island that I'll pass.
All right. Strong start from the cousins. Oh wait. Next one.
What, Caleb? Is that a black bordered tropical island?
That is a from the Hewlett Packard secret lair.
So it's not a real one. Well,
No,
all right.
not quite.
So
Not yet, anyway.
the next scheme is your nightmares are delicious. When I set this scheme in motion, each opponent who has more than 5 cards in hand discards cards equal to the difference. Then, if fewer than 3 cards were discarded this way, I draw 3. So you both have to discard 2.
okay. I will discard a couple of lands, a Rivendell and a mountain.
Liesa, Forgotten Archangel, and Dragon Lord Dromoka.
All right, let's see here. I will play a Snow-Covered Forest. I will tap 2 to Rampant Growth. go find a basic and put it in the battlefield tapped and shuffle, and then I will pass the turn.
All right.
Underground Sea.
So here's a fun one. In Archenemy, do battle bonds lands enter tapped or untapped?
I would think
Good question.
tapped because you only have one opponent.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
Rip.
All right. Well.
And no, I'm not conceding.
Come on, Josh, be a sport.
Do I not? No, I will not let that request resolve.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I played a Thought Vessel and I'll pass. Well, I'm done. Nick, are you done?
Oh yeah, because tap a tap tap to tap tap to tap tap to tap. So I done.
The classic Lisa Simpson's technique: tappa tappa tappa.
All right, next one. Bow to my command. This is an ongoing scheme, so this remains face up until it's abandoned. Well, this will be fun. As I set this scheme in motion, choose an opponent. Creatures of the chosen player. Let's see. Creatures the chosen player controls can attack me or planeswalkers I control. At the beginning of my opponent's end step, they may tap any number of untapped creatures they control, total power 8 or greater. If they do, abandon this scheme. Let's go with. Let's target Caleb for that.
Okay.
And then we draw for turn. And we'll play Snow-Covered Swamp. And let's pay 2 for an Arcane Signet. And then might as well just continue ramping. Play Cultivate and then go get the basics I need. And then I'll end up passing after that. So all of the planes come in tapped. And I'll put the Snow-Covered Mountain in my hand. And then, yeah, I'll be passing turn.
All right. I'm just going to play a Bountiful Promenade. Tapped again.
I'll play an Arid Mesa. Crack it. And I'm going to get a Plateau. And I'm going to cast Captain Sisse.
Yep.
I can tap her to search my deck for a legend card and put it in my hand. And I'm done.
Okay. All these cards in hand. What do I do? 3, 4, 5. Okay. So untap, upkeep. Choose my demise. When I set this scheme in motion, look at the top 4 cards of my library and separate them face down into a face down pile and a face up pile. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put the cards in that pile into my hand, and the rest on the bottom. Let's see. So top 4.
It's like that Oracle of Half-Truths card that came out in what set was that? Was that?
Okay. So I'm going to target Nick for this. So here's the face down pile.
Okay.
The face up is Savage Venmaw and Dimir Aqueduct, which goes into my hand.
I'm going to give you Dimir Aqueduct and Savage Ventmaw.
Good plan.
Okay.
What did Josh put in the face down?
I do not have to reveal those.
They go to the bottom?
Yeah, they go on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they went to the yard. I thought it was like Fact or Fiction.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, it's not. But you know what? That is okay. I'm going to Play a mountain for turn. Let's tap 4 for a Quicksilver Amulet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pass turn with 5 cards in hand.
All right.
I'm going to activate Sisay. Search my library for a legendary card. What do I want here?
I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna play Interest Restoration, sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. If he'll tap, then shuffle. I'll sacrifice Spire Garden, and I'll go search for 2 basic lands and put them in the battlefield and shuffle.
Yep. And Caleb, you're still tutoring.
Yeah. I'm going to get and cast the other Sisay. And I'm going to play a Rogran Triome tapped. There we go.
All right. That's I'm tapped, so that's the end of my game actions.
Okay. All right. Untap. Upkeep. Time bends to my will. When I set this scheme in motion, take an extra turn after this one. Skip that untap step.
Okay. So,
All right.
say with me.
All right. There's a little draw for turn. Let's go 1 red and red for a Dragon Speaker Shaman. And then I will need 4 to activate the Quicksilver Amulet to cast to put Savage Venmaw into play.
Okay.
All right. Can't do anything else. So down to 4 cards. Move to the end step. No triggers. Second, so no untap. Upkeep. You exist only to amuse. When I set this scheme in motion, choose one. If I control 6 or more lands, choose both instead. Yeah, I definitely have 6. That's convenient. So I get to create 3 red 1/1 red devil creature tokens. With whenever or when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to the target. And until then, or until my next turn, creatures my opponents control have base power and toughness 1/1 and lose all abilities.
Gross. Why couldn't you get those in reverse order?
I'm going to use this relic token to represent the demons. They are not fairies that fly. Let's play Plains for turn. Actually, no. Let's play that Dimir Aqueduct, bouncing the swamp back to him. And yeah, let's move to combat, shall we?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and swing Savage Ventmaw at Nick in the air for 4.
I have no blockers, so I take 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Second main, I have 6 mana floating. 3 red, 3 green. Actually, can't do anything with it. So, yeah, I will pass the turn. And remember, your creatures, Caleb, are 1/1s with no abilities.
Yep. With this island. It's the,
Is that a SpongeBob Island?
It
Oh,
is.
that is amazing.
So I run one of each basic in the deck, and I swap them for the SpongeBob ones. The command tower is also his Pineapple House. So we do that, which gets me, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna pay 3. I should do it like this. I'm gonna play Relic of Legends. It is a mana rock that I can also tap a legend to add a mana of any color.
Cool.
And then let's see, green, white, black, red, blue, Joda. And
Very nice.
And all I did was play a Horn of Gondor.
Still a good card.
Hey Josh, how do I make you abandon that one scheme?
At the beginning of your end step,
Okay.
you may tap any number of creatures with total power 8 or greater.
Okay, my end step, got it.
Yep.
All right.
Untap, upkeep. Power without equal. When I set the scheme in motion, draw 3 cards. I have no maximum hand size until my next turn. If I control 6 or more lands, I may cast up to 3 spells from my hand without paying their mana cost.
Don't like that.
All right, that is interesting. Well, let's play Snow Covered Swamp. Well, with that does change a lot, since I could cast spells from my hand. Let's go ahead and cast Thrakus the Butcher for free. And I'm really running out of room. Such a first world problem. Orb of Dragonkind.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Move to combat. Savage Ventmaw is going to come at Caleb for 4 in the air.
Can't block flyers.
Okay. All right. 6 floating, 3 of which is red, 3 of which is green. Let's tap an island and then using the 6 to overload a Cyclonic Rift.
I'll respond.
Okay.
I'm going to activate Sisse.
Okay.
Where is it? I know exactly what I want to find.
Doesn't Sisse lose all of their abilities, Josh?
That
or-
was-
It was until his next turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
There it is. I'm going to find this legendary sorcery called Urza's Ruinous Blast.
Yep. Well, good thing you can't. Crap, that's gonna suck a little bit. Well, I know what's coming. Hooray!
But then Cyclonic Rift will resolve because I have no responses.
That's bounce all non-land permanents to owner's hand.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. No, I need.
Okay. Yep. I think that's all I can do for now. I will pass the turn.
All right.
Draw. Well, that doesn't help exactly.
I can help the situation, Caleb, if you.
Well, yeah, because I can't play I have to have a legend to Ruinous Blast, so I can't play a legend and play that. I don't have enough mana.
Well, you've
I didn't
got.
draw a 1-drop.
All right. Well, I can go 1, 2, 3, and Blasphemous Act.
That'll work.
Okay. All right. I do have a response for that.
All right.
I will pay the red. I'm gonna tap and sacrifice the Orb of Dragonkind to look at the top 7 cards of my library. I may reveal a dragon card from among them, put it in my hand.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. 4. Let's see what I get.
Let's see.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. So Blasphemous Act. Yep. That will resolve.
All right.
So 13 damage. The 3
Sure.
devils will die, so that will be.
I'm just assuming I'm taking 3.
Yep. Sure are.
Yep. Figured. All right.
I'm gonna play a Marsh Flats. I'm gonna start redeploying with a Thought Vessel into Relic. Into actually, do I want to cast Relic? I don't. A Thought Vessel. Maybe I cast a Relic instead of the Thought Vessel. I don't really worry about my hand size. So there's Relic, and then I will correct this and replay this to say after I find some land that Marsh Flats can find. Let's go Savannah, I guess. And that's all I have, Nick. If you have anything else.
No, I am unfortunately not having good luck with lands here. Despite I took a gamble with Interest Restoration, and I probably screwed up discarding those 2 lands. So I'm just not off to a good start here. I'm not doing much so far today.
New scheme. Behold the power of destruction. When I set this scheme into motion, destroy all non-land permanents target opponent controls. Well, only 1 target for that. Targeting Caleb.
All right. Well, now I'm glad I didn't do the Thought Vessel into the other Sisei plan.
Do I not have enough of that? Nope, I don't. Wow, I don't have enough of that. That's interesting. Okay. Let's do do this. So white. So white, blue, black, red, green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Sierra Dragon. Why not?
Our dragons in play.
All right.
And then I'm going to play a Gruul Turf as my land for turn, bounce of the forest to hand. Right. That's all I can do. 4 cards in hand. I will pass the turn.
Tap. Draw. I'll play an overgrown farmland.
I'll play Plains.
And I will tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Aragorn the Uniter. That's going to be the extent of my turn, so I will pass with 6 cards in hand.
I'm going to Thought Vessel Joda.
Okay.
I got 4. I'll pass.
All right. Untap. Oh, I missed my Path of Ancestry trigger. Whoopsie. That's fine. Upkeep. Chaos is my plaything. When I set this scheme into motion, each opponent exile target permanent that player controls. Then each player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a permanent card and puts it onto the battlefield. Yeah. Let's go ahead and target both your commanders.
Sure.
Cool.
And then, yeah, you'll just reveal till you hit a permanent.
Spell Ring.
All right. I thought we had to shuffle. I thought it was Chaos Warp. Rafine's Tower. Zagoth Triumph. Arvad the Cursed.
Well, it's a permanent. Oh, wait. Hold on.
I thought it said
Until
non-land.
they reveal a permanent. Nope, just says
Oh.
permanent.
I'm on like 2 hours of sleep. I'm not here.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and tap the Gruul Turf for green-red. Oh, do I have enough? Yep. Okay, so green, red, blue, blue, blue with the black floating for a Genesis Ultimatum. Let's look at the top 5. Put any number of permanent cards. Okay. All right, so Ancient Brass Dragon, Dragon Lord Atarka, Corlessa, Scale Singer, and then 2 tapped lands.
Okay.
Alpine Meadow, Arctic Treeline. So now I may look at the top card of my library anytime. And I may cast dragon spells from the top. When Dragon Lord Atarka ETBs, it deals 5 damage divided as I choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers my opponents control. You don't have any, so whiff. And then Ancient Brass Dragon. When it deals combat damage, I roll a d20, and then I put creatures from my graveyard, from graveyards onto the battlefield. Where X is the result. All right, let's move to combat. Caleb, let's swing at you with Dragon for 10 in the air. I will draw 1 because only Dragon is attacking.
All right. I think they're going to 25.
Okay.
Does commander damage still apply in Archenemy, or?
I believe so.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Yeah, that's my turn, I guess.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I'll play a Deserted Beach. I'll play 2 for Samwise Gamgee.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And I'll play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Aragorn the Uniter.
Okay.
When he enters, I make a food token.
There's 7 for Joda.
Okay.
Here's 3 for the Sisay. I'll have a legendary cascade type trigger. Swamp Mangara is not less than her. I wish I could do Soul Ring, Plaza of Heroes, Bolus. Is it equal to or less, or just less? So a legendary card with lesser mana value. Okay, so I'm looking for a 2 or a 1. Avacyn, definitely not. There we go. Canine Mark 1. So he has, as long as he's untapped other legendary creatures I control of Ward 1, and then I can pay 1 and a blue, tap target legendary creature can't be blocked this turn. He's a Doctor's Companion. He's in here because he gets my Legends Ward.
I mean, makes sense.
All right. I'm going to move to Instep, Nick, if you're good with it.
Yep, I'm good with it.
Cool. I'm going to tap Sisay and Injure Scheme. She has 5 here, and then she gets +3 from these guys, so her power's 10.
Yep. All right, that has been abandoned. All right, untap. Upkeep. My champion stands supreme. My commander has Ward 2. Whenever my commander attacks, put 2/1/1 counters on it. When my commander leaves the battlefield, abandon this scheme. That's kind of a gross one.
It is.
Card, not a dragon. Let's play that Snow-Covered Forest. All right. Time to go swing. So this time I will swing Dragon at Nick. Ancient Brass Dragon is coming at Caleb.
How big was Dragon? He's 10 plus. He's getting what?
So it's now 12.
Okay.
Because of the
Brass
scheme.
Dragon is 6, 7?
7, 6.
Okay, so I got 18.
And then so when this deals combat damage, I'll roll a d20. Okay. I may put any number of target creature cards with total mana value 12 or less from graveyards onto the battlefield under my control.
Yeah.
Nope. And then, I forgot, on attack, I draw 2 because of Dragon swinging with 2. Yeah, put Ramos into play.
What'd you put in play?
Ramos Dragon Engine.
Okay.
And then, sorry, I gotta read this again. Total mana values. 5, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Okay. This is gross.
Yep.
50 ways over. Okay. Yeah, I will pass the turn.
All right.
Draw. Not quite what I needed.
All right. I'm gonna. All right. All right. I'm gonna tap Bountiful and Mountain to play in my Soul Ring for Strider, Ranger of the North. He has landfall when a land enters the battlefield under control. Target creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn. Then, if that creature has base power toughness until turn, it gets first strike. And then I'm gonna play Flooded Strand, so that will put a +1/+1 on Aragorn. There was a food trigger from Samwise, so he makes a food. I'll pay 1 life because what's life at this point? To go sack and look for another land.
Didn't you also have all the triggers off of Aragorn for casting Strider?
I did. So 3 damage to target opponent. So you take 3 damage, and then yes, and because it's a green spell too, you are correct. See, I'm not paying attention. So he actually gets +5/+5. So he's a 9/9 until end of turn.
Okay.
And then let's find white or blue shock.
I cast a Shalai, and I'm gonna Legend Cascade.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a Black Blade Reforged.
Yep, that's a card.
I'm gonna play Steam Vents. I'm gonna have it enter untapped, so I have some more mana. I'm gonna lose 2 life. That's another land that enters, so I'll put a +6. So Aragorn's a 11/11 with first strike now.
Okay.
And let's see what else I can do. All right. I will 5 on hand.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Farseek.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find some sort of swamp. This Badlands will work just fine.
I'm going to play A2 for Anduril, Narsil Reforged. And let's see.
Before I'm done searching, I'll look for something.
All right, and Narsil's has Ascend. I control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I do get the city's blessing.
Yep.
At this point. I don't know if I have the city's blessing in my token to represent that, so I have the city's blessing. Huzzah! The city is blessed. Here's a Pikachu or something. I don't know. There you go.
Eevee.
Whatever. And
okay, I get that.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pay.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's do that. I'm gonna move to combat, and I'm gonna swing Aragorn at our archenemy Josh, an 11/11 with first strike.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Cool.
That's fair. And that's the end of my. That's going to be the end of my actions at this point, Caleb.
I have nothing. Yeah, I don't have any further actions.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're likely dead on this next turn. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Untap. Upkeep. When will you learn? When I set the scheme in motion, each opponent exiles the top card of their library and may cast any number of spells from among the cards exiled this way without paying a mana cost.
You gotta catch your triumph.
A growth spiral.
With my ace.
So you get to draw a card and search for a land if you want to play that.
Draw card.
Put a land from your hand onto the battlefield.
Land hand onto you get to put a land on
You
the
know
hand.
what? I will cast that. So, well, yeah. So before my draw step, okay, and then put a land card into play. Man, it's like Christmas.
So when you cast it goes to my graveyard, correct? Because you cast it from
Yes.
exile. So yeah, gotcha. All right, cool.
Because that is a red green, I do put 2 counters on Ramos. Oh wait, no, that's only when I cast a spell. This one. Okay, draw for turn. Yeah, that. Yep. Okay. Let's do 1 red green for a Rhythm of the Wild.
Okay.
Yep. No, all of my counter spells.
Oh no.
I actually do have a random copy of Arcane Denial in this deck.
And then red, green, white, and 2 for Rift, Liberated Primeval. So flying ward 2. Other dragons I control have ward 2. So now Dragon has ward 4. And then at the beginning of my end step, if a creature, planeswalker, and opponent controller is dealt excess damage this turn, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. Okay. I think it's time to end this. Move to combat.
Before you move to combat.
Okay. Oh, and because they're Rhythm of the Wild, I'm giving Red haste.
Okay. I'm going to activate Sisay.
Okay.
I'm going to go find Audric.
Okay.
You may move to combat now.
Okay, so is that the one that gives all of your creatures all the abilities?
Correct.
Right. So I will swing with Thrakis, Dragon, Dragon Lord of Tarka, and Ancient Bronze Dragon, and Savage Venma. And yeah, we'll leave that. So I'm gonna have Dragon go at Nick. The other 3 are coming at Caleb. On attack. 1, 2, 3. I will have Lozan Dragon's Legacy come into play.
Okay. What are their power practices?
So because of Thrakis, it's going to double the power of each dragon. So right now, Caleb, you're looking at 16, 24, or 38.
Okay, so I'm obliged to block that.
And then on attack, 2 more counters. So, Nick, you're looking at 28 in the air.
I sack a food, I gain 3 life, and then I die.
Do any of them have trample, Josh?
Dragon Lord Atarka does, and just Dragon Lord Atarka.
Okay. I'll block like this. So, Shalai's gonna block the biggest one.
Okay.
Hang on. Hang on. All right. There we go. So Shalai's going to block the biggest one, and then these two are going to block the other two. Or not the biggest one, the Atarka with trample. Shalai is 4 toughness, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll block 8 of it. Means how much trample's over?
Another 8.
And then Shalai will deal 7 damage to Atarka.
Okay, so Atarka will die.
Or no. Sorry, Shalai's 9, so I gain. Yeah. She deals 8 damage to Atarka. Audric deals 8 damage to one of the creatures, and then K9 deals 6 damage to the other one.
Okay, so
I guess Audric will block Ventmaw, and then K9 will block Brass Dragon.
Okay, so that was an 8-4, so none tramples over, correct?
Correct.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't have trample. Okay. But this will die. Ancient Brass Dragon. Which one was blocking?
K9. It's a 6 power.
Okay.
So it'll also kill it.
Okay. And then you also have 6 coming from Thrakus.
I'll go to 5 then, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Wait, is he just 6? Oh. Yeah, I'm going to block him with Sisay and murder the crap out of him.
Oh, out of Thrakus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Sisay's power's 11.
Yeah. Okay. Stuff died, but that's what happens. Second main. Tap 2 for Goblin and Archamancer. And yeah, I will pass the turn.
All right. Draw. Oh, that's an interesting one.
Kill him, Caleb. Kill him.
I'd love to.
His shields are down. Punch him in the face with SpongeBob for 21 commander damage.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset.
You got to do some gross stuff. I really didn't do anything. I just couldn't get going. But
yeah, making you discard 2 cards at the beginning, that
set me back. Yep. Yeah. Yep, it set me back. It is what it is.
Avacyn.
And you're casting Avacyn?
Yes.
I do have a response. I will attempt to counterspell Avacyn.
Sure. You win.
Yep.
Blue crap. All All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally okay with maybe not doing Archenemy for game 2.
Completely and totally fine. Absolutely
Yeah.
fine. Because I don't even think that given the schemes of Archenemy, I could plan and bullshit you to death.
I mean,
don't even think that could happen.
my champion stands supreme. I mean, that just on top of all the other ones I was getting,
Yeah, you got the stuff. I mean, I think Archenemy's good, but yeah, I think we need another person here. And yeah, Dragon was a gross commander to run an Archenemy, but I appreciate the theme and I appreciate what you were doing there. I really do. So I get it.
The biggest problem is when I got the Ruinous Blast, you had nothing but you had almost no legendary permanents in play, and then you had nothing but legendary permanents in play.
yeah.
Yep, and I don't even know if my blasphemous act was ill timed or not, because you were already getting gross when I did it, so I don't even know if it would have been if it was right to blow you up when I did or not. I don't know, but
I mean, it sent me back a smidge, but not a lot.
yeah,
Honestly, a lot of the value I was getting was off of the schemes.
that's true.
You know, you exist only to amuse. Time bends to my will. I mean, getting the extra turn was nice. Yeah.
The extra turn wasn't too bad. It was the constant Nick and I don't have permanents was what killed the Cyclonic Rift, then the one that removed my non-land permanents, and
Oh yeah.
it just made it really hard to do anything.
I do have to just quickly show you guys this because I'd like to show you the awesome Dreadbore I got for Olivia in the spirit of making as many cards beautiful as I can.
Yeah, that's from the Party Hard Shred Harder secret lair.
Yes.
It had Assassin's Trophy, Thraximunder, Dreadbore, and Decimate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I ended up getting 2 of those, or 1. I don't know. I remember getting at least. I think I got more than 1 because it was. I was playing a lot of Vintage around that time, and I wanted the Assassin's trophies for Vintage.
That makes sense.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
All right, for those of you watching, we're going to take a quick break while we swap decks, get some liquid in ourselves. Whether that's strong liquid or not, we'll
and some liquid out of ourselves too, and some liquid out of ourselves. Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. But before we jump into game two, uh, well, we've got a very important matter of business to take care of. So I'm going to pass it over to Nick.
What's up, everybody? Yes, I am back with a horror movie pick of the day. Now, for me, this is something that I've been waiting for almost 6 months to ship to me all the way from Australia from Umbrella Entertainment. It's an amazing little package. It came with some fun sunglasses, which I have to say I love because they do warn you that these Christmas tree sunglasses may induce mocking, felling, bisecting, cannibalism, urinating, sadism, or merriment. So, in this wonderful package, I got this amazing little brick set of Art the Clown. I got a VHS copy of Terrifier 3. Yes, no joke.
Way.
A VHS copy. And then, of course, a massive, huge set, including 1, 2, and 3, and All Hallows Eve in 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray with a hardbound book, cards, stickers, and all sorts of fun stuff. And I show this tonight not only because I am excited to have it, and because I do think the Terrifier films, while they are not the greatest film of all time, the effects are amazing, and there is something charming about these disgustingly, horribly violent films. But Art is definitely the archenemy, and Josh was the archenemy tonight. So therefore, yes, the Terrifier films are my recommendation. I will caution. I think being scared as a kid is fun. I think it is fun to see some horror films as a kid, but you should ramp into them gradually. These movies are not for kids. Do not show the Terrifier films to your kids. And I am someone who lets my son watch a lot of stuff I shouldn't let him watch. These are off limits. So just heads up, be responsible, please, folks. All right, end of PSA. This set's amazing. It's wonderful. I think it's still available, but it will still probably take a long time to get. But this is one of the coolest horror film sets, and I have some pretty cool horror film sets I've ever gotten. So there you go. Thank you.
I've watched the Terrifier. I would agree. Yeah.
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 Although
that would be a hell of a secret layer.
Yeah, the clown cafe from the second one eternally lives in my head randomly. Just pops in there and just gets stuck.
I still haven't seen the third one. And
either.
It's not because I don't want to. It's just like I was super stoked. I was like, oh cool, it's making money. It's blowing out all these other films in the theater. The thing is like a movie like that, like I want to drink beer and I want to like make jokes with my friends while I watch it. I want to be able to have the loud reactions to things. It's not the kind of film I want to go see in a theater, so that's why I haven't seen it yet. And not long after it was in the theater, I had the chance to pre-order the set, and I've been waiting since then to get it. So I just have been waiting it out till the time would come, and I think next month when my family is out of town will be the time to marathon these movies and vomit a lot afterwards.
Seems correct. Yeah.
I may have to. Yeah, we'll talk. I may have to join in that.
Oh, you should. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when that's gonna happen for sure.
The other thing, Josh, we have to attend is last stream's trivia question.
Yes.
We still didn't get any answers on, so I can't shout anyone out. But the last week's question or last streams was keeping with the dual land theme that I had been going with, which was what happened to the original art of Plateau that they had to commission new art? And the answer is they just lost it. They couldn't find it. They didn't have time to commission a new or Drew Tucker to do it again, or he was busy. But something happened and they lost it. So they commissioned an artist. They accidentally put Drew Tucker's name on it. I forget the artist's name. It's Cornelius something, who's only done like 5 Magic cards. But yeah, they just lost the art for Plateau. So going into next time, I'm gonna keep with the dual land theme just because it's fun. Mark Poole is credited with. The question is, Mark Poole is credited with drawing Tropical Island from Alpha. Why? What reason did they credit Mark Poole for Tropical Island? It ties in. It ties into another card that he's drawn. It, of course, was
I
corrected
know
in
this
beta,
one.
unlimited. And what was that, Josh?
Like I said, I know this one, but we'll talk
Yeah, well, I think I put it in our
after
group
stream.
chat. Uh,
No, I think I knew it before, even before you had mentioned it.
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty well-known magic fact, but I don't want to go super obscure with these because, I want people to be able to answer them.
That makes sense.
Um, and I've got my opening hand. Nick, you've got yours.
Sure do. And even if the Master Multiplied was a cheap card, I just don't want to own a Doctor Who card in any of my decks, even if it would make Deadpool a lot of fun. I just don't want to do it.
I think the one Doctor Who card I own that's not a reskin, because I think I have a couple copies of the Heroic Intervention, just because it was the one that was available, is K9 Mark 1 that's in here, and that's just because it synergizes very well with legendary cards.
Sounds good.
I have a couple. I have Cyberman Conversion, which for those of you who have watched before, I actually used on Caleb on our EDH stream, causing his commander to be turned face down. And Cyberman Patrol, giving all my artifact creatures a flick 3.
Yeah.
Awesome. All
right, Nick,
let's dive in.
Yep.
So I'm going to be tonight. I'm going to be running Giada, Font of Hope. This is not the card. The card within was really just actually the basic card, but this is the Angels. They're just like us, but cooler with wings. Secret Lair. I've added a couple of cards to it, mainly like why was Avacyn not in it? Well, we know why Avacyn was not in it because that would have been just too good of a thing for them to do. But naturally, if you're going to run an all-white Angel deck, you put Avacyn, Angel of Hope, in it. But anyways, or Angel of whatever it is. I can't. It's not Angel of Hope. I don't remember what it is. Anyways, this is Giada, Font of Hope. She's not cooking in the kitchen. She's ready to make some angels bigger and also be a mana dork for angels. So I'm excited to run Giada tonight.
I'm pretty sure it is Avacyn Angel of Hope.
Okay, well, there we go. I just was like, I had the Font of Hope in my hand. Am I just being an idiot? So who knows? All right, so I will. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and play a Myriad Landscape and pass the turn.
Did you draw for turn?
That was my draw.
Oh, okay.
Josh, if you want to hover over my commander, they actually have the correct one in there now.
Oh, do they? Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful artwork.
Yeah. So I've got. I'm just bringing back SpongeBob. I didn't feel like I got a chance to play him very much last game, thanks to all the bounce and removal, and also I was too lazy to get up and get another deck. Y'all can deal with it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll play a Marsh Flats. I'm going to go ahead and crack it now and get some sort of triumph that these can get, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Well, going from one gross deck to another, I'm playing Archenemy, the Ever Playful. I'm running a mechanic that I think causes a lot of Magic players to either scratch their heads or get irritated with. I love Mutate. And what do I love mutating on? Well, it's a great question you ask, because I love mutating onto creatures with Infect. So I will drop the turn. I will play this forest. Tap the forest. I'm going to cast Wild Growth, enchanting said forest. I will pass the turn.
All right. I will untap. I will draw for turn. I will play a Plains, and I will pass the turn.
All right. I got a Zagoth Triumph, by the way. That's the Sultai one. Sultai representing for the upcoming pre-release this weekend.
And also the probably the coolest out of all the precons, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm going to play a Selesnya Signet, and I'll pass.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw. All right, let's play in Inkmoth Nexus. The special, this one, I love this printing, the Tattoo Secret Lair.
Yeah, I have the I think I actually have everyone but the Inkmoth. I think I have the Blood Artist.
Yeah, so
And
there's Blood
I think
Artist,
I have,
Merchant Scroll.
or no, was Merchant Scroll one of them? I thought it was Spell Pierce.
Oh,
It
please.
was Spell Pierce, Eternal Witness, Blood Artist, Ink Moth. I can look this up. Nick, good to go. I can look.
You're correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll draw for turn.
Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay. Well, he said, Nick, you're good to go. So
I thought that's because when I said, Josh, are you done? He said, yeah.
okay.
Oh, I'm going to play Necropede.
But I realized he was just confirming that like I was correct in the printings.
Gotcha.
All right, now I'll pass turn.
All right. I'll draw for turn.
Yeah, Merchant Scroll has 2 reprints,
I'll
one
play
in Mystery
lands.
Boosters and one in 8th edition.
I'm just going to pay 2. I'm going to sack Myriad Landscape and go find 2 basics.
Sure. I'm going to play this Pineapple Under the Sea.
The results.
I'll play this Arcane Signet. I should hope so. It's a land. I don't have much else to do, so I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's play a command tower. And yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna tap the command tower to make Ink Moth Nexus a 1/1 Blink Moth artifact creature with flying and infect. And I will go ahead and swing Ink Moth at Caleb. Necropede is coming at Nick. Both for 1 infect.
Yeah, nothing I can do about that.
Same here. So here comes the poison.
Yep. All right. Pass the turn.
All right. Untap.
Even when Josh is not playing Archenemy, Josh is the Archenemy.
Play 1.
You know, there was a theme tonight, and so I had to meet the theme.
I'm going to pay 2 for Bishop of Wings. I'm going to pay 2 more for Giada. I'm going to gain 4 life for an angel entering. And let's see. That's going to be the end of my turn at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to turn.
All right, I'm going to cycle this Sparrow's headquarters.
You know what, Nick? You can gain all the life you want.
All I'm hoping to do is make angels big enough that they can block some infect.
I'm going to play Kelp Forest, which is just a forest. Filter in for white, green, green, whatever. I'm also going to play an angel. I've got Sigarda, Host of Herons. She's got flying and hexproof, and I can't be forced to sacrifice permanents. Spells and abilities, your bonus control can't cause you to sacrifice permanents, and I'll pass.
But that would have been helpful. Wait, no, you had to exile stuff. That's what it is.
Yep.
All right, I'm tap, I'll keep track. All right, let's play a swamp. I'm going to tap the forest for 2 because of wild growth and black, and I'm going to diabolic tutor.
Sure.
And then
I'm going to cast Dark Ritual on Opposition Agent and spite you.
I mean, you kind of made me sweat there a little bit.
No, this deck doesn't run any creatures that are not legendary. It's the 2 restrictions when I built this deck. I can only run legendary creatures, and it cannot run any token makers that make creatures. So, like, if it made a token, it would have to make a legendary token.
Like Smog.
Yeah. So currently, the only card that makes a token in this deck is Smothering Tithe. Oh, and the Reaver Cleaver.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because it was only restricted to creature tokens. Also, because my mana is real janky in this deck, so Smothering Tithe is one of only 2 game changers in this deck. The other being Demonic Tutor. So it is technically a bracket 3 deck.
You know what's funny? Diabolic Tutor is not considered a game changer.
No, because it costs 4 mana.
So tonight's
That's all.
episode should have been hosted by Ed, the hobo off of Fifth, and the Miko Swimwear. Get up because that's who Nick could find on such short notice. Well,
All
Nick,
right.
you missed a lot of grossness earlier. And for even more grossness, this now taps for double green. Just for you,
Cool.
Eddie. Yeah, and then I'm going to pass.
I will untap, upkeep, drawer. I'm going to go ahead and play another Plains. I'm going to pay 4 to play Well of Lost Dreams.
Yep.
And then I'm going to pay 2 more to play Dawn of Hope.
Okay.
And then with Infect around, I'm going to pass the turn.
Play Misty. I think that's the plan, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want yet. So we're gonna go white, green, black, blue, red, and cast SpongeBob.
Here he comes.
Yay!
And since Sigarda doesn't have vigilance, I'm not gonna attack because the same reason Nick is not attacking. In fact, I'll pass.
All right, untap. Upkeep, draw.
I'm just gonna fetch now to save time. I forgot to lose my life off my last fetch. I'm just gonna grab a trial. I'm not pretending like I have anything.
I'm going to go ahead and play an Underground
Actually,
River.
no, I am gonna do one more thing, but it's not gonna
Okay.
affect your turn. I'm gonna cast Demonic Tutor since I'm already in my deck.
Okay.
Little girl possessed doll Demonic Tutor.
Nice.
Let's tap the forest for 2, and then Underground River for blue. I will lose 1 for Tainted Overseer. Oh, sorry, Tainted Observer. Flying Toxic 1. Whenever another creature ETB is under my control, I may pay 2 if I do proliferate. Good push.
That's what I think of that.
Fair. I think I'm just gonna hold up past turn.
All right. I'm gonna untap, upkeep, draw. I'll
4
play
cards in 18.
Bonder's Enclave. Yep, I'm actually at currently 4. Should update that. All right, and then I am going to go ahead and tap 6 to play Breathkeeper Seraph. And so it's soulbound. I guess I choose Giada. I will gain 4 life, but I will pay 4 life into the Well of Lost Dreams to draw 4 cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I will Breathkeeper Seraph will enter in with a +1/+1 counter on it. I will not pay the 2, but I will tap 1 to play a Soul Ring. I'll tap the Soul Ring into a Pearl Medallion.
What does
Okay.
Well Lost Dreams do? You pay mana to draw cards.
You pay when you gain life, where X you may pay. Oh, you have to pay X is equal. Oh shit, dude. You know what? I totally whiffed that. You're right. I thought it was pay life. It was a life thing. I whiffed that shit like nobody's business. So I take all this back. I take all of it back. I get to draw. Yeah. So okay. So all that is tapped. That all happened. I can pay 1 to draw 1 card. Sadly, I have to shuffle some things back to the bottom of my library that actually would have been great, so that would have been a lot of fun. But I'll pay the 1 to draw 1 card. And I just sit back and I say, stupid you, Nick. Stupid, stupid, stupid you. But I haven't run this deck enough to know how it works. I will go ahead and, let's see, Josh, you got your little flying little thingamabobber there.
Yeah,
It's a 2/3. I don't want to lose my commander at the moment, even with my Seraph, so I'll just pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. Cool.
I love the big kid apple juice.
I am gonna fetch now. What do I want? That one I'm gonna grab a Savannah. It's funny, this is the one that I think I didn't have a proxy already for, or I already had one, but Swan had printed it out, which is why it doesn't match with all the rest of them having the like swirl pattern on them.
Yeah.
Also, side note, these are all the Magic Online arts. So that way no one can mistake them as real copies if I'm like sitting down across the table from them.
Makes sense.
The Taiga and the Plateau look way too much alike for my enjoyment.
Hold on, I'm going to zoom into yours so that way.
Yeah, they're the Magic Online arts.
Yeah.
And then using these 3, I'm going to cast Sisay and do the Legend Cascade thing. There's a Trop. Can't get that, it's 5. Yoshimaru. Yoshimaru will enter first, and then Sisay enters. So Yoshimaru will get a counter.
That's a good block.
And I'm gonna move to combat. And I'm gonna attack Josh with Sigarda.
Yeah.
You don't have a flyer, or you do have flying.
I do, but I'm not gonna block.
Okay. So it's base 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, down to 30.
I'll pass it over to you, Josh.
Hit. Untap. I'll keep going.
I was getting base +4/+4, right? Yeah. Just to say, he gets another.
Let's play a swamp.
7.
Let's tap 2. Tap the Underground River for colorless. So 2, 3, and a black clay goblin.
Haste Infect.
Yep, Haste Infect 2/1. However, Tainted Observer. will trigger. I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 and proliferate both of your poison counters.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And then I'm also going to target both the counters on Yoshimaru and your Angel to hopefully encourage you guys to swing the other way.
Okay.
Oh, we'll swing the other way once your life total's at 0.
All right. And then are you swinging, Josh?
No, I'm just going to hang back.
Okay. All right.
Turn.
All right. I will tap, draw for turn.
I'm not going to vomit out stuff like I did last game.
No, but there's only 10 poison counters to lose the game, and Nick and I both have plenty of ways to gain life. I don't think either of us is running leeches.
So there's also, fun fact, there's also a card from War of the Spark that allows you to remove counters from an opponent.
Yeah, Sun Cleanser. It was played in. I don't think it's from War of the Spark. I think it's from M20. But it's actually a popularly played modern card in sideboards because it removes all the energy counters from your opponent.
Right.
No, there's another one actually. It's called I think Price of Betrayal.
All right, so I went ahead and played. I gained 4 life. I played Bruno, the Fading Light. What sucks is from my misstep, I actually had Gisela in my hand as well. So all that nice little ramp I was setting up would have made things interesting. Instead, she's at the bottom of my library. You jackass! All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and swing a 6/6 at you, Josh.
Fair enough. So while I'm taking that 6 to the dot,
I found it.
Yep, Price of Betrayal, a 1-drop sorcery, remove up to 5 counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker, or opponent. Currently only 9 cents.
Yep.
So yeah, sometimes.
Do you have anything else, Nick?
No, I am done. I just wanted to go ahead and I'm still keeping up a good defense to deal with some infect if things happen. So I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, I'm going to activate Sese and search my library for a legendary permanent card with mana value to equal to or less than her power, I believe. But her power is 11, so I can pretty much get whatever I want.
That's disgusting.
Oh, mutilated cultists also allows you to remove counters from an opponent.
Yeah, it's always counters from an opponent. It's never counters from...
Yeah, leeches is the only one that specifically allows you to remove poison counters.
Yeah.
Also, that's that was only printed in Homelands.
Yep. I think it's on the reserve list. I'm going to get Shalai.
Yep. Leeches is, in fact, on the reserve list. Damn.
Despite being on the reserve list, though, it's still not worth that much money.
Last time I checked, it was up to like $7.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to other reserve list cards that are breaking, breaking like $30 or like way more than that. Copy Artifact, I think, is 50 or 60 right now.
Just kidding. You can get it for as cheap as $1.40.
Yeah, that sounds
actually
right.
I think shipping costs about as much as the card itself.
All right. So I got Shalai. I'm gonna untap. Draw. Ooh, that's a
kids. This card. Is how I get murdered.
I'm gonna play Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Yeah, I'm gonna get this Hero's Podium. It is this just legendary creature or legendary card? Legendary spell for my hand. So this will count. Looking for a 4-drop, which I believe Arvad is. Nope, Arvad's 5. That's 5 as well. I'm going to get Glenn.
Yep.
Voice of Calm, I believe. I took something out of this deck and I needed a legendary thing to throw in there, and I'm like, sure, let's throw in Glenn. He draws cards.
And he gets hit in the head with a baseball bat.
And he has
Sure
Skulk.
does. Yeah, but unfortunately, Skulk is a lot less relevant when you have Joda out and your Pyre out because.
That's true.
Hang on. So Yoshimaru will get another counter when Pyre enters because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's getting +6, +5. So he's at 12 power. Good luck skulking through the board. I'm then going to cast a Champion's Helm and equip it to Shalai. So Champion's Helm gives +2/+2, and as long as equipped creature is legendary, it has hexproof. I actually pulled this one, by the way.
Nice.
Ooh.
It was on day of release of Kaladesh. I went to a shop, bought a box, and back then they were called Fat Packs. Yeah, I pulled that out of the box. I was somewhat excited, but I had also actually pre-ordered one off eBay, being like, what are the odds I'm going to pull that exact one? And I pulled that exact one.
Swing out and kill him.
I don't think I can swing out and kill him. Actually, I think I can. Never mind. You're 24.
Yeah.
So everything I have is getting base 11.
Do it.
I believe Emperor Palpatine said it best. Well, then Chancellor. Do.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to send these 2 at Josh and these 3 at Nick. Let's just see what I can do here.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 2 coming at me are how big?
Okay, hang on. Joda's 16. Shalai is 14 +2, so also 16. So 32 coming your way. Or no, sorry. No, Sigarda and the 2 flyers are coming at you. So 16 and 16. Nick coming at you is 16 from Joda. Yoshimaru is base 6 +11. So 17. And Sisei is base 2 +5 +6 +5. 16 +2 is 18.
Okay, I'm gonna block Joda with Bishop of Wings.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, nothing has trample, and everything that's attacking you, Nick, is on the ground.
Yep.
I will block Shalai with my 1 flyer. So I'll take 16.
So 37. So I go to 37, 48. I go to 11. Awesome.
I'll pass the turn. I thought I could actually kill everyone that turn. I forgot Josh had a flying blocker, and I just thought I had enough damage to overwhelm Nick.
Okay. Let's do. I'm going to pay 1. Make Inkmoth Nexus a creature.
Mm-hmm.
And then gonna tap the Force for 2. The Underground River for colorless, blue, black. I'm gonna go ahead and mutate Archenemy onto Inkmoth Nexus, meaning it is now a 6/6 flying trample infect.
Yes.
Moves to combat.
Uh-huh.
Swinging a 6/6 flyer with infect at Caleb.
I can't block.
Why are you just sending that at him? That doesn't kill him though. That just brings him to 8.
because I'm about to die anyway. All right, second main, not going to do anything. This does not. So does that mean Archenemy? Hold on. Nope, Archenemy stays a creature. But I have to still activate to give it flying and all that.
Gotcha.
Because it has all the abilities. So Archenemy is also a land.
Okay.
That's the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Oh, damn it. I could have killed him.
Well, I'm going to just remember I'm doing this, Josh. I'm going to pay 6. Sunblast Angel.
Destroy all tapped creatures?
Correct.
Yep.
All right.
That blew up my moth nexus. That sucks. Womp.
Well, I mean, but I did slow down. I did
Yes,
probably
you
give you
did.
another turn, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I will take this opportunity to swing at Caleb for. I'll swing with Giada, Breathkeeper Seraph, and Bruna. Bruna and Giada have Vigilance. Breathkeeper Seraph doesn't. So it's 2 from Giada, so 2 Commander, 6 from Breathkeeper Seraph, and it is from Bruna. It is 8. So
is that total or?
So grand total, you're taking 16.
Okay.
2 of which is Commander.
Okay.
All right. Bishop of Wings is dead, so there's no life gaining. Pass the turn.
Tropical Island. Put the thing on Glenn. Nick, what's your lowest powered creature?
Giada, which is a 2/2.
Oh, and she's untapped, right?
Correct.
Maybe I don't want to do that then. I'm going to recast Joda. So there's white, green, black, red, blue.
Super nice of you. This is our last game. It's getting close to end. That's really nice of you. Thank you.
Recast SpongeBob. I guess I'm just going to put the Champion's Helm on him. And I'll pass.
All right. Untap. Draw. Not what I wanted. Yeah, we'll just do this. 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, Underground Rivers for colorless, Command Tower for blue, for Viral Drake, 1 for Flying Infect, and I can pay 3 and a white to proliferate. Yeah, I'm X. I can't push through yet.
All right. We'll untap. Draw. See. All right, I'm going to pay 3 to invoke the divine and destroy Hero's Podium.
I'll respond by activating it.
All right.
Look at the top 2. I can reveal a legendary creature. They were both lands.
All right. I will gain 4 life. And I'll put that there. And then I will not pay for Well of Lost Dreams because I will pay 4 more, and I will play Archangel of Tithes.
Okay, so now it costs 1 to attack you.
As long as Archangel is tapped, creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. So, yeah, you got to pay 1 for each creature. And then, Caleb, I will once again swing at you, this time with Giada, Bruna, and Sunblast and Breathkeeper Seraph. So it is the 16 it was before, plus an additional 8. So I believe I am taking your advice you gave me a couple games back to when I have a chance to kill you, I believe I am trying to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about it.
Now the question is, do I die to infect?
Yep.
I didn't have anything coming up.
Okay. Untap. Keep raw. To really use the lands. Mutating onto ink moths was not my best idea. Let's tap the forest for 2. And then 1. Let me get my mana right here. Okay, so 1, 2. There we go. Yep. All right. I'm going to actually mutate Archenemy onto the Viral Drake. So
Okay.
now I have a 6/6 flyer. But there's one problem.
You can't pay to,
I had to
can't
tap
pay to
out.
attack me.
Yep. So I will pass the turn.
All right. I will untap. See if I can get my revenge for last Sunday in our 1v1. I'll play a Plains.
Well, you're lucky I'm not playing white, so I can't Darksteel Mutation Giada.
I'm very. You're not wrong about that. All right, I will pay 1, 2, 3, and then I will pay 2 additional to play Entreat with the Angels, and I will create X4/4 Angels. So I will make.
How long have you been holding on to that one?
Unfortunately, long enough to not be able to use its miracle cost. So I'll make 2 angels that will enter with the first one will enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it gets a +5 or plus additional +1 encounter for each angel you already hit control. So yeah, so it gets +5. Sorry, that should be +4 already control, and that gets +6. So all right, and yep, and then I think I will move to combat. You got a flyer, but I think I go ahead and I take my shot, and I think I just go ahead and swing and these swing at you as well. So Josh, you have 7 8, 8, 6, and 2. Pretty sure that's. I mean, you're going to block one thing, but I'm going to get through with the rest of it. So I'm pretty sure you're dead.
Yep. So passing priority.
Passing priority.
Cool. I bring out the duck and die, and then you win.
Hey! All right, there we go. Angels, they did a thing.
Yeah, Livewire Lash. I mean, I could have done something with that. That would have been nice. Livewire Lash is really good on Blanca, by the way.
On Blanca, yeah, I've never run the Street Fighter cards. I've played a game against a gentleman who, unfortunately, he just didn't quite understand how to use Ken. So every turn took a really, really long time with Ken. So it was not a great impression of the Street Fighter cards for me.
So Blanca does the same effect that Livewire Lash does whenever Blanca becomes the target of a spell. He deals 2 damage to any target. What's fun is if you put Grafted Exoskeleton on Blanca, then it deals infect damage, and then if you add Livewire Lash, then you have 2 instances of that ability. So
that's pretty gross. But that seems like something you put in an infect deck, Josh, because you like gross stuff in infect.
So when I first started playing, this was a big combo that I would put in. So I would have like my glistening elf that I would equip Livewire Lash with, and then Giant Growth, Vines of Vastwood, all those pump spells to do 2, 4, 6 infect damage even before swinging it.
That's gross, but I respect it. I do. I mean, I've definitely tried to. I mean, you've seen what I've been doing to Vishgrash to try to make it as nasty as possible. I mean, I really am. It's like it's the only deck I have other than Elish Norn. Elish Norn does run some infect just by the nature of the fact that it's not Phyrexian tribal, but there's a lot of Phyrexian in it, so infect is a side effect of it. However, I've never ever won with that game by killing everyone to poison counters. I don't even know if I've killed anyone with poison counters in that game, but it's a nice alternate win condition if it were to happen. It's there.
I've created a draw with poison counters.
Well, that'll happen. This deck is just all sorts of legendary things. I have an Eldrazi in here. I've got Ulamog.
Of course.
Mostly they're just if my opponents make me mill stuff because I play with Nick, Pirate, and he likes to play mill.
And he plays blue, so he likes to mill everybody out to death, yeah.
But I also have the original Judge promo Phyrexian Elish Norn, the first card ever printed in Phyrexian.
Such a gorgeous card.
It was my first wave of Exemplar as a judge.
Ooh.
The first time I ever got judge foils from getting Exemplar nominations, not from just speaking at judge conferences. It just happened to be the reissue of the Elish Norn judge promos. And my friends all got them, and I had one friend who we both got nominated the next round too. And so he sold off his Elish Norns while they were still high because I'm going to get it again, and they didn't reprint it another time.
Oof.
And he was very upset that he went ahead and sold it, but he was upset at Wizards for not reprinting it. And I'm like, no, that was your decision, buddy. You shouldn't have sold it.
Right. Yeah, I think she's still sitting at around, last time I checked, like 90 something bucks.
Yeah, she's not the 700 she once was when she was the only Phyrexian card. Yeah. The Secret Lair helped a lot because it dropped it made a much more accessible one. I think prior to that she was like 230, but now she's she still is the most expensive Phyrexian text printing, because I think the next most expensive one is
Mental
probably
Misstep.
the Secret Lair. But the serialized one, I think that because I think she had a serialized version. That's probably the most expensive one.
I gotta say though, I love my foil etched one. I know it's from the Martian Machines set. I do like I have the other two Elish Norns in non-foil in the kind of all white sort of like sketch design. So it
Yeah.
would be cool to get her as well in that, but the foil etched is pretty badass from this set, I have
So
to say.
I looked
I
up
love
on
etched foils.
TCG, and actually the most expensive version of Elish Norn is the Rainbow Foil Secret Layer, where it looks like a movie poster.
Huh. I don't know that one.
I'll include it in our chat, but I'm gonna put it up on screen for everyone.
Huh. I'm usually pretty
Give me
familiar with
just
the
one
secret
here.
layers.
Give me a moment here, folks.
I mean, that's
Zoom.
not honestly all that cool looking.
Yeah, so and I think because of the fact that it was, I want to say it was a bonus card that would come up.
Oh, gotcha. So it was not one of the ones that was advertised. It was one you got if you bought the set.
Correct.
You got the
Yeah.
extra one.
Yeah, that seems right. It might have been from. I wonder if it was from Outlaws, like the Outlaws of Thunder Junction one or something.
I believe so. Yeah.
Which
It does have that.
that's just what I want is Phyrexians in the Old West.
Well, actually, so if you look in the background, you can see a cowboy hat flying off, and she's got like a dead cowboy on her head. So it's
Yeah.
totally like the secret card from. But the reason that it's probably so expensive is no one bought that. Like, no, or it's like the Mana Vault, the Snapcaster from the Miku, the SpongeBob Smothering Tithe, where it was like a very very small percentage to get an Elish Norn, but. I didn't even know that one existed, and honestly, I could have lived my entire life without having to know that existed.
Oh well. So the Smothering Tide you're talking about is currently going for the market price right now is $576.
Yep,
For that one.
it dropped because it was at 700 the other day when I looked.
Yeah, which is also not the highest. The highest is the confetti foil from Wilds of Eldraine, the anime.
Yeah, the waifu tax, the literal waifu tax. Yeah. I believe the SpongeBob counterspell though is the most expensive counterspell. The meme text one, because that one is last time
wanted.
600. Yeah. Because I believe it's more than the beta version.
Or the masterpiece that no one can read.
Yeah, I like those. I actually have a bunch of those in my CEDH deck.
I like them too. I have actually it's surprisingly not bad. It's currently going for 140 for the
okay. It dropped. I'm guessing as more roll in, it's going to get cheaper.
Yeah.
And then because the other one you could get was Dismember, and then the Command Tower was the most common one.
Yeah.
So that's good that it's dropping though. I'm still not paying $140 for a counterspell.
Yeah, beta seems to be the highest with a market price of 400.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange one dropped too. That used to be 100. And I think that one's cooler than the meme tech SpongeBob one.
I like the Doctor Strange one.
Yeah. Well, Josh, we should probably get you off, and
I'm
gonna go to sleep.
Gotta love cards. So
everybody get some rest.
Let's go ahead and do final shout outs and all that fun stuff. We'll start with Metal Nick.
Well, just hey, shout out to everybody who was watching us tonight. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. It's first and foremost, it's just fun to get in here and play with everybody, but I do appreciate those who like to watch the stream and enjoy it and comment and make weird, odd, odd comments, but hey, and I hope there's more of you in the future. So please do like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Uh, Otherwise, shout out to our friends at Kayfabe Cards. Shout out to our wonderful friends in our Commander League. I'm excited to play with you guys on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, shout out to shout out to Swan. Hope he's feeling better. And shout out, of course, to the Wolfman and the Random Dude. Love playing with you guys.
Oh, all right, Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, just echoing what Nick said. Also, shout out to Pirate, who, almost always manages to jump in and give us some random things to throw in the chat that make us question his sanity. But I've met him in person, and I can tell you, there's no sanity left.
Don't you have to have sanity to lose it?
It's questionable. And then just make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Keep an eye out on the socials. I might have an announcement coming up. And I'll always be posting tournament reports from like my CEDH tournaments that I play. I've got another one coming up in a few weeks. And then I also
Maybe even pre-release.
Yeah. If I'm ready for pre-release, and I will also be judging a CEDH tournament here in Oklahoma. It'll be my first time judging an event since 2019. So that's going to be an interesting one, and I'm sure I'll have some interesting things to put up on the social page. But keep an eye out, and I'll catch you all next week.
Yeah,
sounds good.
And as always, make sure, as the other guys have said, like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun things. Don't forget the trivia question. If you missed it, I guess you're going to just have to go back and watch the stream over again. Also, check out our friends, Kayfabe Cards. They're the Utah HQ for the EDH Brothers. We've also got AI Armor. We love AI Armor, not sponsored, but we definitely love them, along with Infinite Tokens and Primal Nerds. Go check them out. Great LGSs, great products. Just do it.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we will be back next week. Hopefully, Swan will be feeling better, and the four of us will be back for some more shenanigans. So on that note, we out.